SGB present, officials from both the national and provincial departments of education, but more important, our learners. Good morning, naturally. Thank you very much. The principal was telling the principal that I was a parent at the school almost 10 years back. My son was a learner here around 2007. He's now an old man working. And you're quite right, tracking, and I can proudly say, indeed, the school laid a very solid foundation for him in terms of values, self-confidence, and teachers were there. He was one of the prefects also. He still, this morning when I phoned him to say I'm going to his primary school, he almost didn't go to work. He said, I told you later I should have come with you. That's how much he holds at high estimate. I'm very proud to be here, the principal. To the teachers also, very proud and want to express our appreciation. But also as a resident of Midrand, my relationship with the school that is ended. Let alone that I shop around here, so I drive past here almost frequently. But also the school accommodates us as a community. For community events, our community meetings, we're almost here over the weekend, but again, thank you very much, Principal. Also for the interaction and the involvement of the community. We had a briefing with the Principal in the morning, and all the things Principal I could have said that as a Department of Education, we want our schools to look at, we've done it. So, I don't want to say to teachers, please make sure that we can look at the psychosocial needs of our children to say, we know it. Look at the welfare of our children, you know it. But I just want to emphasize, especially to the teachers, what the institute has said, because I don't want to take time. We were here with the people from Read to Lead, that were insisting and really requesting our schools to make sure, Principal, that we strengthen our reading program. So I'm teaching to the converts, but now that as a Christian, I know you really say, by the time that the priest opens Matthew's verse, you even sing it by heart. So that's how we deal with the situations here. So I'm going to repeat to the conference to say we urge our schools to make sure that indeed reading becomes central to the work that we do. As Dr. Sufi has said, children who read, my kids, lead. Lead not only in terms of power relations, but they lead academically. Research confirms that kids who read grow up, because reading is a habit. So we want them to grow up with a habit of loving to read books. That if you love books like you love your mother, so we want you to love reading. Read all the time. I have a foster child, so I never stopped working. So the one that I was going to buy books was a foster child that had plays with the courts with me. And just me still reading habits with her. When I travel with her, sometimes I take with her to get to meetings. Because you won't have anything to do and say, bring a book along so that as we continue the meeting, you can read. Because at home, she just can't get it in herself to read. But in the meeting, she's going to be forced to read because we're going to sit there for 4 hours. So that's how and she has developed the habit. Even in the car, to say, don't sleep in the car because if I crash and anything happens, you find yourself in heaven. So you must be able to see as you go to heaven. So you must stay awake and read. This is going to make you see your way, so don't sleep. So once I find different ways of getting kids to get into the habit of reading and loving to read, because children who read. They lead in terms of knowledge, they lead academically, and they lead even socially because they develop healthy social habits. So you promise me I'm going to read my children?
Yes, ma'am.
That every time when you travel with mom and dad, you have your book with you. Yeah? In the evening before you sleep, just read something. In the weekends, before you even go to go and play in the playgrounds, make sure that every single day, the way we teach you to pray, you read every day, because we want reading to be the coolest thing that you can do. The also did mention that also each time we say, especially, and I have to be racist with respect, principal. Open the radio, African kids are singing and dancing. It just, there's nothing constructive. They are singing and dancing. In all forms of dances. They dance, you go to another channel, they are singing and dancing. So we want our kids now to love reading the way they love dancing. Because at the slightest drop of their head, they dance and sing. Anything they dance and sing. So I want you to read and read. Well, so you're talking about the Maths Olympiad. I want you also to run the Reading Olympiad. Cancel. Come and run reading Olympiads, sponsor them as a ward council or as a municipality, and get kids who've read more books, who have accumulated lots of vocabulary, so that you can know who is the biggest reader amongst your children here. So that's the first thing we want. And as I see, Principal, as I said from your briefing, you just had all the things that you're going to request, because we've just received our international assessment results, the teams. And I'd like the school also to go through the teams, because it raises very fundamental issues that we want schools to follow up systematically. The first thing you heard when the President was reading the State of the Nation address, he did mention that as the Education Department, with the last results of the countries that participated, were the most improved system in amongst those. And we wanted to, but what they also do, they raise issues that we have to still pay attention to as a country. If we have to be the smart South Africans who always believe we are, I've traveled to Africa, I've never seen such beautiful people as South Africans. I think we are a very beautiful nation in many respects. Very beautiful people that we are. But if we have to really match up the who we are, we have to do things differently. And some of the things they raise in the team's report, which I saw in your presentation I'm dealing with, is the anti-bullying program. You see, as South Africans, maybe the way we grew up are the distorted belief systems that we have, that violence is normal. They are saying our kids are the most bullied children in the world. And that's why, even in terms of statistics, we then become the most violent nation that is around. And it starts with bullying. Because these bullies are preparing themselves to be violent adults and bad adults. You hear what children? Bullies are evil people, but I'm glad that the psychosocial services to help them, because it's children who really are at need, or who have needs. So don't bully anybody and think you are smart. If you bully, you know that you are evil, and you are preparing yourself for prison. Because those who are in prison didn't start off at the age of 8. They started as small kids and becoming silly. When teachers tell you to do this, you think you are smart, you make the loudest noise, you make other children unhappy, you are going to end up with the orange overalls. You are going to end up murderers. Who wants to be a murderer? Anyone who wants to go to jail, can they raise their hands so that we know that we have to start sending you to jail now and not waste our time? So no one wants to go to jail. So no one should be a bully. Is that right? So none of you, even tell those who are in class to say, the minister said, please no bullying. And also don't allow yourself to be bullied. Because we also bring up our kids to say kids will always be like that. Violence is a normal thing. Especially boys, to say boys don't cry. You should cry when they bully you. Because it has long-term effects. That's what they're saying, principal, in the study. That bullied kids are very depressed. They have low esteem. And they themselves begin to harbor anger that will make them criminals later, because they really are not, don't have peace in their spirits, in their souls. So I'm encouraging you to continue the bullying, and it must be a conscious and a deliberate program of the school. That we identify bullies, we help them. We support those who are bullied so that they don't continue to be bullied, because it has long-term and sometimes lifetime implications for them. I saw also, as I said, most of the things we have asked you to say, we have reading clubs, we have anti-bullying programs, and I'm glad SGB chairperson and a member of the SGB. Because the report says also children who get adequate support from home, in their homes, perform well. So that then we can tell the other parents, because we're part of the parent component, that they have to continue to support us. We can't do it on our own. They have to consciously and deliberately make sure that they support their children in education. So I'm glad that you are here. Parents in, I don't know in your culture, but in Africa, they give them very beautiful names. Tabo, Choose Happiness, Mpo. And then this gift of theirs, when they come here, they dump them on us. They say these are our gifts alone. Whereas it's our gifts with them. So we're saying, let's treasure these gifts with you. When we call you, please help us so that the principal does not. This is heavy. I'm shocked at the numbers. I mean, 1,600 is huge for a primary school. And we're very grateful that you've absorbed it. It's huge. In terms of norms and standards, we don't want the primary in the ideal world to have more than 350 learners. That's the standard. But with the pressure we have as home aid, with the law which says every child has the right to education, so we're not going to give somebody's child outside because we have to defend the right of this one who's already inside. So we really feel grateful when our schools assist us, because we have that constitutional obligation to make sure that every child has access to education. So it shouldn't be SGB when your child is inside, like others are doing, so then they block somebody's child to stay outside, because his or hers is inside. We know it's too heavy, principal, but we're saying these are all our children. It's not only our children or the parents' children, these are national. We call them national assets. These are the assets of the nation. So again, I'm grateful that you're really accommodating us. So I don't want to take long because your presentation has taken away my speech. All the things you said, you do as the school, your chest claps and everything else. And I must say, as a former parent, you see the school street in time. I was telling the principal that I know the school worked as in halfway house where the Laga estate is. And even if read some of the conditions that we negotiated with Gallagher, I think we have to go back to them. Because they're making huge monies from that land. Because all they did was to build the school for us. And I think that that's what we're supposed to do. They must give us a maintenance money from the monies they're making, because that's the site of the school. So what they did, they built the school in return for the land. And what we did write into the agreement, the maintenance of the very school that they built. We have to go back to them to say, as part of their profits, or they have to adopt the school FGB and give us maintenance land, because that land is making lots of money for that Gallagher company. We never thought it would make so much money, so it's making lots of money. Let's go to them. We didn't write it in the condition of selling of the. It's actually in exchange the land. I mean, you see the hall, you were making a halfway house, because it was halfway house that other side where the Gallagher land is. So this is the Gallagher, this is the halfway house hall. Now, things have changed, we have 1,600 in Suva. So we might need more than that. So I'm prepared to accompany so to Gallagher to say, we have seen you making money from our land, we need some. So it's well maintained, it's well looked after, and it's given. I really am very proud that you really have been able to keep even the outsides for a school that it's almost 50. How old is it now? 94. Yeah. So it's almost, and I mean, for it to still have maintained these looks, I think the school leadership is doing a good job. So if you are going to take the time, your presentations, my speech, those are the things we're going to ask you. So I've even asked my son, please now also as your national colors on chairs, to come also and volunteer his services in your chess club. Thank you very much.